Again, tube bobber. We're putting crappie tubes on there with a Gulp Minnow 2-inch smelt. You can use this as shad also, and just kind of keep that bobber moving a little bit, and the crappies will come up and hit that. We got about 2 foot of line below the tube bobber. Now you can use this tube here if you want, but if you take that off, you're going to get just as much action. The real secret is that Gulp Minnow on the end there, and that's the ticket. In fact, last 2 days we've been fishing without this weight tube, and it may even be better because it's easier for the crappies to get in their mouth. But this is what I recommend, is using a tube bobber, keeping it moving with 2.5 feet of line, and we'll get some action here for you. If you feel you're not getting the action that you'd like just off this hook with the minnow, and this hook can come out to the top of the Gulp Minnow or out to bottom, it doesn't matter. I try to push it up so it's about that far up, but if you're not getting enough action on this, then you can dress it with one of these crappie tubes here, and those slide on real nice onto those hooks. You pop the eyelet out right at the side here. If you already got your line tied, you can go down through the top and come out the bottom. I do pull some of these strands off. There's too many on here. Pull some of those off. I pull probably half to 3/4 of those off. That way your minnow here is showing. So you'd have something like this. And if your minnow's too big, I have even bitten the top of the head off to make the minnow a little shorter. That combination there also works well, 2.5 feet behind the float bobber here. Now another thing I like to do is, if the action has stopped and everybody's using float bobbers, I will get rid of this and I'll get rid of the float bobber, and I'll go dress directly like that. You can throw that out about 20 feet, 30 feet, depending on your reel, your rod, and the line you're using. Then just kind of bring that in real slow, don't really reel, and then reel up your line tight, and the crappies will hit that as that's moving. So that's a good tip for how to catch a lot of crappies. You also catch some bluegills using this this bait combination. Okay, here we are, and you want to keep the bobber just moving a little bit towards you. So just keep it moving, and the crappies will hit that, and they'll take that under. Missed another one. So we just missed one there. See that bobber move? You set the hook. Missed another one. Got that one. There you go. That's how we catch these crappies. For the crappies, you want to use that tube jig hook. It's a lead weight with a hook in it. You want to put a Gulp 2-inch minnow on it. You can use a shad or the smelt on a tube bobber with about 2.5 feet of line behind it, and you will just catch the crappies. And then bluegills, use the gumball jig. You can see my site mwoutdoors.com on how to epoxy the flash blue skirt on that, and the bluegills prefer the blue, and that will catch you a nice mess of bluegills. Right now it is July 3rd. It's hot out, and we're still only fishing 2.5 feet down with these.